Number 2 is 2x times, the parentheses, 3xy plus 1. 4 is x plus 1 times x plus 4. 6 is x plus 2 times x plus 4. 8 is 7x plus 2 times x plus 7. 10 is x minus 3 times x minus 2. 12 is 3x minus 5 times 2x minus 1. 14 is 11x minus 1 times x minus 7. 18 is 2a plus 3b quantity squared, so the whole parentheses squared.
Did you skip 16?
I did, apparently, because I wasn't paying attention that they did that. I don't know why they did that. Okay, so 16 is x plus 2y quantity squared, so the whole parentheses squared. 20 is 2c plus 3 times 2c minus 3. 22 is 5x plus 2y times 3x minus 2y. And 24 is 3a plus 7b times 3a minus 7b. What questions do we have?
Does it matter the order of the questions?
No. They can be switched. The signs matter, like if you say on, let's see, what's one that has things? They're like all the same sign. What's happening? Like on 20, no, bad example, because it's the same things. Bad example. There's got to be one that matches what I'm trying to tell you. Literally none of them match what I'm trying to tell you, but whatever, it's fine. Yeah, as long as the signs go with the correct numbers, it's fine, but they can be backwards, parentheses wise.
Can we do 24?
I bet so.
Real quick, what was the answer to 22 again?
22 again was 5x plus 2y times 5x minus 2y. Oh, I was walking over here not even because I needed to shut the door, but because there's coffee around the corner. Ah! Did you put water in this and put it back? What's up, kid? Matcha? All right. What were we doing, 24? Is that what you said? All right. So, page P8. Number 24. Excuse me.
Oh, I forgot my math book.
9a squared minus 49b squared. Instructions, of course, say factor. So, what kind of polynomial is it? There are two correct answers, one more useful than the other. There are two correct answers to what I'm asking. What kind of polynomial is it? It's a binomial. That is one of the types of correct answers. It's the less useful one, but it's definitely true. What else is it? No, it's not trinomial. It's two. So yeah, yes, that one. You're not saying it right, but yes, it is a difference of two squares. Okay, so it's a difference of two squares. So how do we factor a difference of two squares? What's our step one?
Square root of.
No, step one. Step one is the same as step one in factoring a trinomial. Yeah, that. Two sets of parentheses. Bam, 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 bam. Now what? Yeah, square root of the first one. What's the square root of 9a squared? 3a. Now what?
Find the square root of 49b squared.
So what's the square root of 49b squared? 7b. Now what?
Plus and minus.
Your plus looks like a minus on that side.
Not a whole lot.
I had a student once upon a time.
No way.
What?
And in fact, I had the student even in summer intensive. Well, she may be done with me. I don't know. We'll see. She may come back for a class next year. Who knows? She may do something else. That got really irritated when that was what a 5 looked like.
Yeah.
When it wasn't connected. It was her pet peeve.
I see the.
It was problematic. And then it became a whole thing because I did it on purpose, of course, because I'm me. So, you know, it was very exciting.
We did.
I can. What about you? You will be able to once we do it, right? Good. That is how it's supposed to work. Sometimes it takes more than just doing it once. Sometimes it's like a whole thing. 4c squared minus 9.
I got a gecko. His name is Wilbur.
The only gecko we ever had when I was a kid was my sister's, and it died
Our gecko's not dead yet.
because it didn't really eat for some reason.
My gecko's eating good.
That's good. Jessica's gecko didn't eat the crickets.
My gecko's too small to eat the crickets. We have flightless fruit flies for him.
Right.
Because he's a baby. He's like
Did you say legless fruit flies?
flightless.
Flightless fruit flies. I didn't know that was a thing.
Yep.
All right, what should we do?
Nah.
Helen has missed. In fact, she mentioned that this morning in geometry. She said, "Wish Liz was here so she could say math." It was funny. If I remember, I'll have to tell her that you have done it. She just missed it. What should we do? 2 sets parentheses.
Yippee.
Now what?
Find the square root of 4c squared.
Yeah, square root of 4c squared is what?
2c.
Square root of 9 is what?
3.
Wait, how do you know it's supposed to be?
It's always when the difference two squares plus and minus. It could be minus and plus, like the order doesn't matter. That's fine. And then there it is. You can do 8.
I don't know why I thought you wouldn't square root it since it didn't have a square on top. I don't know why I thought that. So I was just, because the 9 did those.
So if there's only like 2 things you're gonna do that way
If they
instead
can
of a
square
square
it.
face one?
For now. It won't ever be the smiley face one. But later in this course, we'll learn about difference and sum of cubes, which has a whole formula. But for now, yeah. It'll always, so if there's 2, you really only have 2 options. It's either just GCF, and you pull GCF out, or it's a difference of squares right now.
How do you do the difference? Or do they both work?
So if it has a GCF, you always do that first, right? So like, if this problem was actually, let's see, how about 16c squared minus 36? That has a GCF now. What's the GCF there? What goes into both of those?
64. No.
4 does. Pull 4 out, and then we're left with 4c squared minus 9.
We're going to 3.
That's a 36.
Oh, I thought it was a 3B.
So you.
Oh my gosh, it's the second. Why? That is the second time today somebody has thought something was a B when there's no. Why would there be a B there? Doesn't make any sense.
So you pull the GCF out and then.
And then you would, and then this would factor into that. And so the answer to this would now be this. Look, this is now a difference of squares, yeah?
Oh.
So 2c,
So you can
2c.
just circle that.
Nope,
Okay.
because it has to be factored completely. Later, we're going to hit ones. I was about to do an example of one, but then I was like, no, let's just wait and do that when we do it. But later, you'll have one sometimes where you'll factor it in 2 sets of parentheses, and then this one will factor more. So you might do a trinomial and then end up with a difference of squares or something, or whatever else, or a whatever. So yeah, you might have to factor like a bunch of times. And then later, you're going to learn how, when we do polynomials and you learn about synthetic division, you do all that stuff, we'll factor big old giant messes of big old polynomials, and we'll turn it into a bunch of little parentheses. It'll be fun. We'll get to do synthetic division over and over and over again. It's going to be great. That'll be fun. Wait till we do it. So the worst pagination thing in this course, when we hit systems solving 3x3 systems with matrices, well, 3x3 systems, period, you will have problems that take up a whole page. Helen will take up 5 pages for one problem, but yeah, you will have problems that take a whole page, be a whole big old mess of stuff. And the first way that we learn how to solve 3x3 systems, the first method, or the first 2 methods, it'll be a little bit annoying because with those methods, those first 2 methods, if you make one mistake early on, then everything you do after that is wrong. So you'll have this whole page of stuff that's all wrong, and you get the whole answer wrong. And then when you learn Kramer's rule, you can make a mistake over here and it doesn't break everything. It just breaks this part. In unit, let's see, I will tell you. Kind of drawing a lot today because I knew that it wasn't going to take like a lot of time today. So, because we have one lesson and we already have remembered some things. Let's say, when is chapter 3 is when that starts.
What's next?
Next unit is equations and inequalities. It's like easy, it's still easy stuff, still kind of review.
So we're gonna go easy, 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 boom.
I didn't say it was hard, I just said it was big.
But that's a lot of.
It's going to be so much fun. Next lesson, you're going to have to remember how to solve absolute value equations.
Nice.
It's not hard, it's just everybody breaks it because they don't remember.
Oh,
The first thing in this class probably that you will find hard, probably, is piecewise functions. That'll be the first thing that you're like, I don't like this, because it confuses people. I've gotten better and better at teaching it, so I think you'll be good, because I've figured out some tricks to help people understand it even better. So y'all will be better and better than other people, but that will probably be the first thing that you think is hard, probably.
You are the best teacher after all.
I am the best teacher in this class. That is true. That is absolutely true.
the best math teacher.
I am the best teacher in this class, period. Math, science, social studies, whatever.
What about like
Music.
sport?
That's not teaching, that's coaching.
Can you teach
Okay,
someone
what
how to
about
play the
trombone?
trumpet? Or trombone? That is
Something else.
teaching.
That's arguably coaching as well.
Can you teach
Okay, but
someone?
I argued the opposite.
So do I.
Okay, what is your argument that the best teachers on the planet, like the tiny handful of exceptions, are like amazing people? What should we do on this problem?
Algebra.
Yeah,
No.
parentheses.
Parentheses. Now what?
Divide this 7 into 2.
Yeah.
Not
What do you
divide
mean?
it,
Okay, so let's.
like put it on.
Okay, so what am I going to actually write in the first slot?
1x and 7.
Okay.
Or 7.
Can it be reversed? Like
Yeah, it can be. And the order matters, though, right? All right, because we're going to multiply stuff. When A isn't 1, the order matters, right? But we're guessing and checking, right? So this is where we're going to start.
I was originally really confused in that problem because I copied down a 4 instead of a 14.
Yeah, that wouldn't work.
Yeah.
Okay, what should we do now?
You should try 2, 7.
7 and 2. You should try.
There isn't a GCF. What are you saying? You don't mean GCF. You mean something else. Okay.
Combinations that make 14.
Yeah, so 14 can be 14 and 1. It's a beautiful 4. 7 and 2, and that's it, yeah?
7 and 2.
7 and 2, or 2 and 7.
7 divide the 1.
I'm going to put 2 and 7.
2's the 1 and 7's
And then I'm going to do my smiley face. 2 times 7 is 14. 1 times 7 is 7. Can we add or subtract those numbers to get 14? No, it can't. We did it wrong. So what do we need to do now?
Swap.
We need to switch the order. Let's try switching the order, see what happens. We could also go on to 14 and 1. That's another thing that we could do.
But we aren't going to do that. 'cause
So
we're wrong.
7 and 2. What's 7 times 7? 49, and then 1 times 2 is 2. Can those add or subtract to get 51? Yes. So plus and plus, nose and mouth, finite.
So like if on my homework I did 7x plus 2 times x plus 7,
That would be correct, yes. What other questions do we have?
Since we're done, can we go home?
I didn't say we were done. Nobody said we were done.
I said we were done.
Number 2?
You're
Sure.
Oh.
Oh, yeah. 2 is like super easy, but like if you're not paying close attention, it looks like it's not easy and is impossible. Oh my gosh.
What? What happened?
You're the one that keeps sitting next to Britton. If you don't want to feel judged, sit somewhere else. Oh.
What were you doing?
Whistling.
But why?
Because I do it when I'm bored.
Because the same reason that you say random stuff. That's people
fair.
just do stuff sometimes.
I mean, that's
One day last year in a math class, as I was walking by a student's thing, and I took this stapler and I went like this on her paper. Sometimes people do random stuff. It happens.
Are you about to do it now?
No.
Okay, thank you.
I was in that class.
It was way more awesome than my brain expected at the time. And it was also annoying to have to fix, so I fixed it and we all moved on. Yeah, it was wild. What should we do now? We should always, I say this all the time and then we forget. You know, it's fine, no problem. That's why I say it all the time. Always look for a GCF first, always.
So if you don't,
You
does
die.
that mess it all up? Like if
It-
you don't, if there is
it-
a GCF
so-
and you don't pull it out, is that
It'll do one of two things. It'll either make it harder to finish, or it'll make it not completely factored, or both. So it'll eventually either be either wrong or harder, or both. So yeah, always start by looking for a GCF. So is there a GCF here?
Yes.
Yes. What goes into both of them?
2x.
2 and an x. 2x. And then we write down what's left. So what's left?
3x squared.
No, stop, go back. 3,
3xy.
3xy.
3xy plus, no, stop, go back,
Wait, no.
plus 1, because 2x divided by 2x is 1.
no, not just x?
X divided by x is 1. X squared divided by x is x. That's why this x is still hanging out. That make sense? Any other questions?
What was the answer for 18?
18 was 2a plus 3b quantity squared. So the whole parentheses squared.
Can we do that one?
Sure.
I do have a question. Do we
Did you get 2a plus 3b times 2a plus 3b? Is that what you got for your answer, or did you get something else?
I didn't get the B part. and
Okay.
I don't know if I just.
What number's that?
Do you want us, if it's the exact same in both parentheses, just square it?
You should get in the habit of doing that. It's because it's a cleaner answer, and this is algebra 2.
Would you count off if we just had it?
Probably not, but you should definitely get in the habit of doing it,
Don,
because sometimes it might help later. So, what?
do you have our
One were we doing? We were doing 18, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we're doing phenomenally well. $18. 4a squared plus 12ab plus 9b squared. So the more you practice factoring, and the more, if you'll practice the shortcut I reminded you of the other day, Hey, the more you do that, the more likely it is that you might come across this problem and you might look at it and you might be like, oh, that's going to give me this. And you're going to write the answer and move on with your life. Did I copy this right? Oh yeah, I did. My brain broke for a second, but I fixed it. Okay.
Don't worry.
So, but assuming that you're not there, we're gonna assume that that's not where your brain is, and you can't just look at that and be like, oh yeah, that's the answer. Whatever else, we'll do it the whole way. So, what would be step one? Parentheses. Paracord. What's going to be in the first slot?
A.
2A and 2A. Sounds great. You could also try 4A and 1A, right? We could try that.
But that'd be boring.
But that would be wrong.
And ignorant.
We don't know that yet. I mean, again, the more you practice these, the more you might just be like, oh yeah, that's a thing. Right? What's going to go in the second slot? 3B and 3B. Because it's so no, not really. However, remember what goes in the slot, right? In the first slot, it's two things that multiply to get this whole thing. So we have to have A times A to get A squared. And in the second slot, it's two things to multiply to get this term. So we have to have B and B, because B times B is B squared.
So it was just 9B.
Then it would probably not be factorable unless these also had B's and we could pull it out of GCF. It would probably be prime at that point and probably would not factor.
So unless he says right now, it will bring down.
If you see something like this, yeah. The point of this one, and I think actually in the way it teaches it in the book, is it teaches it with a shortcut. And so the book is expecting you to be able to look at that and be like, oh yeah, this is this. But I don't expect that. I'm wiser than the book. Not smarter, but I actually probably am too. The book that can't think, right? The book doesn't know anything. Book just sits there. Just like a computer. Computers aren't smart. They just do what you tell them to.
What about smartphones?
They're not smart either.
About
They don't live up to that.
Neither is AI, actually, arguably. General AI would be if that ever exists, which I'm not a believer that that's ever going to happen. But who knows? I didn't think Trump was going to be president the first time, and that just happened. So there it is. I don't think general AI is going to ever exist. Meaning truly conscious, like AI that functions as well as a human being and can learn and whatever else and can do all the things that a human being can do and more.
they're trying to put brain nerves into a,
People?
No,
Oh,
like take the
I've not heard of that.
neurons and combined it with the electricity.
Well, I know Elon Musk is trying to do the Neuralink thing where you basically hook up a computer to your brain.
Like they've
I didn't know that he was doing the other way around.
I've already gotten little dishes of fake brain to play games on, like simple games like the ping pong games. And they're trying to make it smarter.
So can we add or subtract those to get that?
Yes.
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 See, your sixes and your B's are kind of similar. When you write them quickly.
That doesn't look anything like that.
No, but when you write it quickly, sometimes.
Those I wrote super quickly.
Sometimes.
When I write quickly, arguably they look less similar. Like if I slow down, they probably look more similar. Facts.
Just like that one six you did was like a sloppy B. Not the one up there, the one earlier.
If you really
I-
squint, you can see it.
How do you just, I don't know. Why is it shorter? That's my insult.
Why is it shorter? Explain.
Well, you ended up 2A.
Okay, so we ended up with this, yes? This is the same as this. And if we have something times itself, it's that thing squared. Yeah, great question. What other questions from this lesson?
If you have 32 apples and a pear equals
If
7,
you like pina coladas
people can buy pears with
and getting
$62.
caught in the rain. That song is a very intriguing song because that song is like kind of awful and kind of awesome at the same time. Like, it's kind of a terrible song, but kind of sweet by the end of it. Because it's this married couple, or possibly girlfriend and boyfriend, we don't really know if they're like,
Cheat on each other.
and they're like having a bad time, and yeah, they both decide that they're going to try to cheat on each other, and then they end up accidentally cheating on each other with themselves.
Yeah.
And so they like get back together because like, oh, I didn't know you like pina coladas too. So it's kind of a weird song. It's not like Macarena. That's like a legit awful song. But yeah, it's like really awful. Like I've made the executive mental decision to not even play it at DJs anymore. You know, I did at first because people don't know it because they're white and dumb and whatever else and all the things. But that song is like so bad that it's like, yeah, no, we're not. I don't want to play that.
Peanut butter jelly song.
No, it's stupid.
Okay, listen. The guy who the guy who sang that is Snoop Dogg's brother-in-law. Who died in like a 17-hour police standoff.
Interesting.
Snoop was there.
Hold on.
Interesting.
Hold on.
Interesting.
I mean, knowing him, he was probably just like
The-
in the corner, didn't know what was going on.
The resurgence of Snoop Dogg over the last few years has been an exceptionally interesting thing to me. Because Snoop Dogg is like the person that your mom would like ground you for like listening to a cassette tape of his music. And now he's like everybody's mom's favorite. And so it's just very strange. Like Snoop Dogg is interesting.
Yeah.
It's quiz 3, right? 'Cause there were 2.
Oh, you're right. Thank you.
Sean got something wrong. No.
What? Oh no. Let's do. This is same page, of course. Page P. What is it? 8, right? 8. P8 and numbers 3. No. Yes, that's what I wanted. 3 and 11 and I like 21, but it's actually not hard, but it might be a little too confusing for a quiz, possibly. So 19 instead. All right,